What's going on, guys? Ness here, and today I want to talk about Call of Duty multiplayer and the question, does it suck? Before we divulge into my opinion, let me give you a bit of history. In the late 90s, early 2000s, arena-style first-person shooters were pretty much the premier choice for players all around. Games like Unreal and Quake 3 kept gamers like myself busy for countless hours. These arena first-person shooters followed a pretty basic set of rules. The longer a player spent in the game world, the better a player would get. I remember getting crushed playing Quake 3 online, so I spent a few intimate hours with some high difficulty bots, and before I knew it, I was able to hold my own with the sharks online. Now, in my opinion, the high point of the arena-style first-person shooters was Unreal Championship for the original Xbox. The map design and weapons really made you earn every kill, and was probably the most satisfied I ever felt winning a room in a first-person shooter. I had a younger cousin who was just getting started playing multiplayer first-person shooters. He was getting better and better, but due to the hours I was able to pump into these kind of games, I would still crush him. Then, a little game by the name of Halo 2 came out, and it was all the rage. Everyone was playing it. And not to toot my own horn, but I was pretty good at it myself. One day I was hanging out with said cousin, and I decided to pop it in and give him a shot. We played for a while, and mind you, this was his first time playing the game, and within a little over an hour, he was actually giving me a run for my money. Puzzled, I just chalked it off that he was a natural and was vastly on his way to becoming a good player. Little did I know that this was my first experience with a balance system. You see, unbeknownst to me, the increasing trend of balance systems was becoming adopted by multiple developers for their online multiplayer games. The reason why a game like Halo was so much more received than a game like Unreal Championship, despite the obvious ridiculous amount of hype and advertising, is arena-style first-person shooters took serious amounts of time to master and effectively become good. Now, a game with a balance system, a relatively new or casual gamer can jump in and finish a match as a middle-tier player. You see, developers realized that making a set of game world rules that rewarded the persistent play alienated numerous demographics. A weekend warrior couldn't pick up a game like Unreal or Counter-Strike and dominate the way a player who pumped 4 more hours a day into the game would. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash Halo 2. In my opinion, Halo's balance system was perfect. The issue I want to discuss is the fact that modern first-person shooters such as Call of Duty take the balance system way too far. I understand that making your game easily accessible to casual gamers and younger audiences are good for sales numbers, but they make for a watered-down, mediocre experience that's riddled with cheap deaths and frustration. I mean, think about how many of your friends state the claim that they own at Call of Duty. I'm sure lots. And you know what? They aren't wrong either. Games like Call of Duty, anyone can have an outstanding game at any point, even against more experienced players. So back to the question at hand. Does Call of Duty multiplayer suck? I'm gonna say no, it does not. It can be fun at times and equally frustrating during others. The issue I have is with developers overly balancing a game to the point where they lack identity and are all the same vanilla-style multiplayer. We're seeing it with new IPs such as Titanfall, Destiny, and every Call of Duty. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it makes all these games feel eerily similar. If you're a gamer like me who appreciates variety, it's not something you want to see continually happen. Until next time, this is Ness, signing out.